Hey guys, this is my video, I guess the second part of my two-part on ghost mantises or Phyllocrania paradoxa. I'm doing this one because I know that some people probably won't be able to deal with the first video I did. It rambles on and on. I tend to ramble on and on, and so this is more just to get the information out of the way, I guess. So the ghost mantis is from continental Africa. It's fairly widespread over Africa, all the way down to Madagascar. This is, I guess, why they're so hardy, because they're so widespread. They're a great prey mantis to keep. They're a little bit like dead leaf mantises in the way they mimic leaves, obviously. If you get one, you can do something pretty cool where you literally just lightly blow it, and it will sway in the wind. It will sway like it's in the wind. There's obviously like a defense mechanism. In the video, he's obviously, or she's obviously eating a cricket here. I actually missed getting that unfocused, unfortunately getting the close-up, so I quite often have problems with focus. But I hope you can enjoy the video anyway. So they come in dark greens, light greens, browns. They're pretty varied looking. The females at full size are a lot chunkier than the males. They have the trademark wings not being as long as their body. The males have the big old square wings which are longer than their body. Females have short antennae, males have ginormous antennae. They stick straight up. They almost look like a spike. The females are a little bit bigger. There's almost like a little crown on the top of them that you can see in the video. Now this crown for the females is a bit chunkier. For the males it's a thin little crown, and if you watch my other video you can see that. So on to actually looking after them. In this video I fed it a cricket. I would recommend you don't use crickets. I'd recommend you don't use crickets for most of your prey mantises, to be honest. Maybe for some of the larger horologous species or some of the ones who are not going to have a problem, but I only did it because I didn't have any flies left. Crickets can damage your prey mantises, particularly the smaller breeds or the slightly lighter breeds. If you look at this ghost mantis, his arms aren't huge on the front. They're not for taking down prey which is larger than itself, which is partially why you can keep them together, because they're not going to attack each other unless really needs be. They tend to only go for things which are smaller than themselves. They're quite a skittish mantis, though I've found them not too bad to handle. The males quite often will do the old dead leaf and just drop. They'll just drop down so that you think they're a dead leaf. Females seem to be fine to handle. They don't always seem to go for their food. I found that they're not one who wants to eat every day, but they're a pretty easy one to keep. They're not got too many major sort of requirements, I guess. They want a hot room. Around 26 degrees would be perfect, but you can go all the way down to 20, you can go all the way up to 30. If it's night time it can go down to 17 or 18, maybe even 16. They don't have too much trouble with that sort of thing. They need a slightly higher humidity, 60 to 90%, but again I wouldn't bother with a humidity gauge or a thermometer. I mean, you can, but in general, as long as you know you've got a warm room, you give them a spray every day, they tend to be fine. Housing wise, being a small prey mantis, they don't need a huge house. In the other video, even if you just want to skip right to the end, you can see the houses that I use for them. I use large sweet jars or sweet tubs. You can, like I say, you can house them together. It's not an issue. I personally don't. I don't want to take the risk because they still can cannibalise. Breeding is very simple. Obviously, if you keep them together, you just wait until they're the right age to breed, and they'll do it all on their own. But if you're adding them in, I always say add the female into the male enclosure. That way, he'll see her coming in, and he can decide on the best way to go about getting up to her in a safe fashion. What else? What else do you need to know? If you are going to house them together, you want to house the same level, the same instar. They will cannibalise smaller mantises, no problem. They'll go straight for them. Apart from that, you know, just feel free to give them a go and just enjoy. They're a great one to have. They look awesome. They're just generally pretty damn cool. So I would highly recommend them, especially for a, I guess, not your very first mantis, but something to go on to. I mean, you could get it as a starter mantis and you probably wouldn't have any issues, but I would always recommend going for, well, I personally would always recommend going for a Horodula species. Even though they're large, they're fantastic to keep. But yeah, these are glorious looking mantises. I guess about a 9-month lifespan, sometimes less, sometimes more, but yeah, they're not. It's not a huge amount more I can say. You just give them a go, really. Yeah, well, that's it. I hope that's a little bit informative, and it's not as crazy long as my other one. I didn't realise quite how long the other one was. And I'll see you next time. And as always, leave me messages, comments, like, subscribe, do what you want. It's all great for me, all great for you. Blah 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 blah. Toodaloo. Salam world.